I'm Quincy Maxfield, and I'm going to be giving you guys my informative speech. Um, I saw that there were 3 different types. I chose to go with a descriptive speech, so here it goes. Today I'd like to talk to you about my mother. This may sound simple and somewhat stupid, and you may want to ask me, why do I care about your mom? I'm describing my mom today because she's a huge, huge part of my life. She's loving, caring, supportive, influential, maybe a little bit bitchy at times. Everyone's family situation is different. For example, my parents are currently in middle divorce talks, and I'm sure some of you are going through things that I could probably never even imagine. So, especially now, my mom is a huge part of my life. I'm going to focus on 3 different aspects of my mom: her physical features, her mannerisms, and the ways she supports me. So, my mom's name is Christine. Her middle name is one I've never heard anywhere else before, which is Frederica. She is 51 years old, and her favorite color is blue. She's one of the most beautiful women in my life, even though she laughs when I tell her. She's extremely unique and quirky, and she's extremely unique and quirky both emotionally and physically. But I'm going to focus on her physical features first. So, let me start with, I'm going to be doing mainly facial features. So let's start with her eyes. Her eyes are a greeny, hazily color, a little bit more green than mine are. And one of my favorite things about her eyes is she has crinkled smile lines at the corners of her eyes. And it just shows that she smiles a lot and laughs a lot, even though things can be hard at times. My second favorite thing is her nose. Her nose is slightly lopsided, and her nostrils actually are 2 different sizes, because when she was younger, her dog head-butted her at the nose and broke it. So the way they repaired it was they took a little bit of a bone graft off her hip and used it in here to repair it, which ended up making it a little bit lopsided. Finally, she has freckles like me. You can't really tell in this light that I have freckles, but she has freckles across her nose and really high, rounded cheekbones that just make her face even prettier when she laughs. So now that I've talked about her physical appearance, I want to talk about her mannerisms. So the way she talks and the way she acts. The words she says and the way she says them, and the physical quirks she may have. So, when she laughs, like when we're watching funny videos or my brother tells a joke or something like that, she closes her eyes and her chest bounces as she laughs. It bounces up and down. And sometimes she'll even cover her mouth with her hand. She also says words a little bit differently than you might expect. For example, she says, when maybe you and me say bag, B-A-G, bag, sometimes she pronounces it baig, B-A-Y-G, baig, which my brother and I make fun of her for all the time, and we compare it to the way one of her old friends would say wash. She said wash, and that could be knocked up to her slightly southern accent, but my mom doesn't have an accent, so I've never really been able to figure out why she says bake. But it's a cool little thing that I've noticed about her and I love. Sometimes when she talks, like I do, she talks with her hands, gesturing and waving them around to get her point across, or make her true meaning really known. Finally, my mom is the person who is supporting me the most at this point in my life. She's always at home because of the quarantine, so she almost always is able to speak to me unless she's on the phone or doing a Zoom call with someone or something like that. She supports me mentally and physically. The first thing she does to support me is being able to understand me and help me with my anxiety and depression, because she suffers from depression herself. Secondly, I'm a very physically affectionate person. I like to hug, I like to lean on people, stuff like that. I've actually been scolded for it in the past. But she has always been okay with me hugging her and leaning against her, like if we're sitting on the couch together, and she's always the first person I go to if I need a shoulder to cry on. Lastly, she helps me with my schoolwork and stuff, by proofreading everything and making sure I don't have any grammatical issues and typos and stuff like that. And she also answers questions I might have about words or ideas I don't know or don't understand, or like I don't know how to express them in the way that I want to express them. So, in conclusion, my mom is the most influential and supportive person in my life. And even though we might have disagreements and not always see eye to eye, I mean, does do any of you have a parent you see directly eye to eye with? It's just a huge doubt in my mind that everybody can see eye to eye with everyone else. I love her very much, and I'm very grateful and thankful for the things she does for me every single day. She helps me mentally, emotionally, and physically, and helps make everything better when I'm having a bad day, simply by doing the tiniest thing of giving me a hug. So thank you all for listening, and that was my informative speech.